Hi, everybody, and welcome back. It is Angelic Ray coming to you at Angelic Soul 11, and I'm so excited to be with you once again. Whoo! This is a very, very, very interesting week. This is a very interesting collective reading. So, this collective reading is going to be for this full moon, January 28th, 2021. In the sign of Leo, and I am like, whoo, what a powerful full moon this is. Let me tell you, if you don't feel the energies are ready, I'm telling you, you will be. You should be. This full moon is going to be very activating for the stellium in Aquarius. One moment. And hello to everyone who just came in. Welcome, welcome. You know I like my meets and greets. So yeah, pretty much this full moon is as you may or may not know, right? So every full moon, the sun and the moon are opposed, they're opposite of each other, right? And so the new moon, they're together, and full moon, they're in the opposite ends of each other, right? And so this full moon, we are going to have the moon in Leo, right, which is its opposite, and we are going to have the sun in Aquarius, but we are also going to be having Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury all in the sign of Aquarius during this full moon. So this is a very activating full moon for this Aquarius stellium energy that we are going to be feeling, and shortly after we are going to be having Mercury in retrograde as well in Aquarius. So this is going to be very interesting. On top of that, we will be having Mars T-squaring Uranus. And so I know this may sound like a whole bunch of like, what is she talking about? Well, due to my schedule and due to personal circumstances, I am going to try to condense the information as much as I could in a very short video because I cannot stay long, but I did promise you all a collective reading. So I am showing face, right? Showing that universal love, stepping ego to the side, allowing my experiences to be what they are, and sharing the cosmic wisdom with you all, right? So moving forward. Oh, so Leo is about that courage. It's about that love, of that inner love, right? That inner child's love. It's about relationships, right? Those relationships that you have short term, those relationships that you have, and they're not always short term, but a lot of the experiences can be short term, right? So they're relationships in general, right? As opposed to like in Libra, it's more like marriage. It's also like that celebrity type energy, and so it's really about that confidence and the courage and the willingness. You think of Leo really being a courageous spirit, right? The heart is so courageous. The heart is so big and so expansive. I mean, the heart tolerates so much more than what the mind actually does energetically, right? So the mind, the brain, because we have multiple minds, the brain specifically is very powerful. The brain is very powerful, right? Knowledge is power, right? And so I'm not trying to discredit the brain. We all need our brains to be working, right? As much as our hearts. But the brain, when it deals with pain, it starts dealing with suffering. And the heart can turn that into that pain or the experiences and bring it into different directions, right? It tolerates a bit more, but at the same time, it's really up to us to keep our hearts light as a feather. And this T square is really, this Mars T squaring Uranus is doing exactly that. It is really saying, oh, okay, you guys want to be courageous lions. You guys want to have your heart soaring and roaring and really show and prove yourselves and really put yourselves out there, right? Well, let me see how much you are really going to be doing this, right? How true you are to your network, how true you are to really putting in the courage and the strength towards what it is that you want to be doing moving forward, right? And so this can feel like it's going to be challenging to some people, where there might be things that's in your heart that may have been weighing heavy on your heart, and it's really a time to let that go. I know this sounds like the same old messages all the time, but it's really not even a joke. Like, this energy is so revealing. It's so revealing. This is really going to allow for you to really go back into that space of your inner child and even consider what is going to be good for your children, right? And your children's children. This is really about being playful at the same time, making your heart light as a feather to keep yourself in a playful experience, because there's a lot of intense, heavy energies, heavy hitters that Mars and Uranus T square. Mars is very passionate, right? Very passionate. But if the heart is not centered, if the heart is not balanced, that passion, that the Mars energy can really make you feel, I want to be very mindful of my words, because, again, these energies are very revealing. So, allowing yourself to truly think before you speak, but allow yourself to be excited for your experiences. Allow yourself to really tap into that heart space and the joys, right? What brings you joy? What brings you that confidence, right? What brings you this sense of imagination that makes you feel like you could do anything in the world as long as you believe in it, because you feel it in your heart space, and it keeps your mind at ease, keeps your body at ease, keeps your breath at ease, right? Allows for you to really feel what's in your heart that you want to move forward into the future, right? Because Leo's energy is that heart solar plexus energy, right? The courage and the willingness to really say it with your chest, do it with your chest, right? But Aquarius energy is ruled, or it is ruled both by Saturn and Uranus, right? But Uranus. So as of now, it's more Uranus energy, right? And this T square, Mars and T square with Uranus, is like, oh, we have this stellium and Aquarius, and Uranus is also Taurus energy, right? It's in Taurus. So this is really about, what are you really going to do to defend your security and feel it in a way where your passions are directed in the future in which you want to bring forth and have fruit, right? And also be playful with that, right? And not take everything so seriously. But with Mercury going into retrograde soon after, for a lot of you, you want to allow yourself to really be observant of these energies. If you find yourself really feeling like you're getting hot-headed or ready to argue with somebody, really ask yourself, do you feel it? Is that a challenge to your ego? Is it a challenge to your heart? Is it a challenge? What spirit feels challenged in this argument and stuff like that? Is it challenging the authority, or is it just something that maybe you need to stretch out of, right? Because again, the heart being such an expansive energy, right? It really goes through breaking through a lot of barriers, right? And Aquarius energy likes to express networking, and express like futuristic technology, energy, with the collective in a humane way, right? So with society in a way, without it wanting to feel limited, right? And so really allow yourself to be open to learning new things. This is really going to be a great time where make whatever it is that you're learning creative, right? Make it joyful, make it exciting. Maybe there's something that you are studying and you find yourself a little bit confused or unsure of how to maneuver around it. Maybe turn it into a song or create a game to have the learning experience, but while being playful at the same time, right? This could also be that, possibly there's going to be certain new gadgets, right? So a lot of virtual reality games or that's going to be coming out. But again, with Mercury soon getting into retrograde, you just kind of want to be mindful of what it is that you're getting yourself into, right? What networks are you planning in? But I see a lot of collaboration that's actually going to be happening during this moon. I do see that it might be a bit challenging for a lot of the collective. And so for those of us that are in full awareness of thyself, that's in full awareness of how to maneuver during these energies, right? That being observant part is going to be in the favor where you know where to put your passions, right? So am I going to waste my time and be argumentative with somebody that might be challenging me because they might be stuck in their old ways, right? When I see the T-square, it just kind of reminds me of the Hangman kind of card, right, in the tarot. And it just reminds me of that needing to take a pause to make this decision for a higher purpose, right? And at the same time, I think, okay, what is this higher purpose? That's that Uranus, the Aquarius energy, right? Just really kind of like tapping into spirit, really thinking about the bigger picture, higher purpose, and really getting excited. So you're gonna want to balance out how much you are grounding and how much you are channeling out there, right? I will say pay a lot of attention to your messages in your dreams. You might be doing a lot of traveling, okay? So that's just me keeping it very simple because of the time, right? So Saturn, the Sun, Mercury, Saturn, and Jupiter. So Jupiter being in the mix, right? In the mix of this all, actually allows for that expansion energy to feel a bit more gentle, right? So for those of you that have kind of like already, like, you learned your lessons, you really feeling the flow of these new creative projects. Really being in your authentic self is really like gonna be major key for you. Leo's energy is also like, again, that celebrity energy. So anything that has to do with even like doing live videos, if you are a person that maybe teaches online, teaches or just likes to speak or record any type of networking on social medias, that's really going to be something that you can utilize. It's going to work in your favor. Okay, but again, you want to make sure that you are possibly preparing yourself, right? For example, I came in here and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this live, but because of other circumstances that I have going on, I don't necessarily have everything organized, right? So moving forward from here, when this full moon comes on, when I'm going live, I want to make sure that I'm preparing myself to fully be organized, so that way everything is, the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and the periods and punctuation, everything is as it should be, right? That's that Saturn energy in a way with that happening, but also allowing for the flexibility to be there, right? For the flexibility of the expansion. So a lot of you may actually be feeling like you are outgrowing some of your old social networks, right? Some of your old friends, some of, outgrowing certain conditions, certain environments, right? And finding yourself into new environments, finding yourself into new locations. And so that is the beauty of this expanded energy, right? Because it's like your higher self is really guiding you and saying, okay, where is it that we really want to go? Where is it that we really want to do? Right? And so for a lot of you, if you are feeling confused during this time, I'm gonna highly recommend that you really just put yourself on a meditative state, and really just allow for yourself to get more in tune, because I really feel like a lot of clairaudience is going to also, clairaudience is clear listening, right? Clear like listening, hearing, speaking. It's also like telepathic communication between you and spirit. And when I say spirit, it doesn't necessarily have to be someone who has transitioned or passed on. This could also be someone that is alive, right? And you have a connection with. That's part of your network, right? That's part of your social environment, right? That's humanitarian energy at the same time, right? Because you are tapping into the humane experience with yourself, telepathically sharing in an environment with each other, right? Saturn in Aquarius also is asking you to walk with integrity during this time, right? Because it could also feel like there's that T-square, right? The Mars and T-square and Uranus wants to be really rebellious in a way. And Saturn and Aquarius is like, all right, you want to make sure you acting with integrity at this time, because we got some shit that we have to do. And, it's not that we are going to be above the law, but we are also going to practice what it is to remain in our power and show authority in the proper manner, right? So that's that type of energy. It's not necessarily like abusing certain systems, right? It's allowing the system to work in your favor. It's maneuvering a way of creating a new system, with utilizing the information and a lot of the ways of the old system to shape it into a new system, right? That's the reconstruction energy of Saturn going into Saturn in Aquarius, right? And with Jupiter also represents the law as much as it represents philosophy and teachings, right? So a lot of lessons, a lot of teachings. It also represents the law, right? And Saturn is about like structure and government and work and that type of. So having those two energies, this is really talking about reconstructing the government, reconstructing our future, reconstructing. And because a lot of us, you may not feel like you know what it is to be a sovereign being, either this is a perfect time to learn about sovereignty in a way where it's, yes, learning the law and learning how to make it work for you, but also being in your power. Being in your power with integrity, and being in your power with heart, and being in your power with authenticity, right? Being in your power with love. Okay, it's that type of energy. Is that type of energy. So it's gonna be really potent. Let me just get into these cards. I really do feel like it's going to be a lot of great. If you are a person that really can take your circumstances and allow for your circumstances to work for you in your favor as a growing experience, as a learning experience, this is an energy that you can really allow for yourself to really bring great things out of this moon, right? And really share it with the collective. So let's see what cards we get. I just want an overall energy for right now. Yeah, see, so we have the Seven of Pentacles here. The Seven of Pentacles is like, in some cases is unfinished business, right? But in the way that I'm getting this as well, is you still nurturing the seeds that you have planted. This is an energy of saying, okay, it has already been written. We know that it's going to bear fruit, but my plants are still growing. It's still in its growing phase. It's still in a phase where it's not finished yet, right? So it is unfinished business. It's having to be watered. It's having to be nurtured. So that love aspect, that sun needs to shine, right? It needs to give it power. It needs to give it strength, right? It needs for you to be in the experience with courage, with saying, okay, you know what? There's some things here that I'm not finished with. So, for those of you that's really going to need to sit and meditate, re-evaluating what it is that you haven't finished yet, what seeds you planted maybe a long time ago and haven't gotten back to, right? So really re-energizing yourself and revitalizing yourself and getting reacquainted with new ways of doing things possibly, or getting reacquainted with some stuff that was old ways of doing it but with a new perspective, right? Looking at old projects in new ways, with new eyes, right? With new technology, right? Maybe there was something that you had a great idea for and you was way ahead of your time and it wasn't really working out back then because you didn't maybe have the access to certain technology or certain information as you do now. Right? So getting back into those places and allowing for it to start working now in this way. Allowing maybe yourself to take those old ideas into new workings, new ways, right? This is also transformation is what I'm getting, right? I'm getting transformation. So there might be some stuff that maybe is going from one level to the next level, right? You might be going from one level to the next level, maybe going from a seed to a seedling, to growing roots, to a stem, from a stem growing leaves, right? And so the evolution is going to be different for everyone, right? The Seven of Pentacles. Let me get one more card in regards to that. What is in support? What is in support with this overall energy? What is in support of this overall energy for this full moon in Leo? Woo-hoo! That communication, I told you, Mercury was bound to come out, right? So we have the Eight of Wands here. We have the Eight of Wands with communication here. Again, what are you communicating to yourself? What are you communicating to your social network? What are you feeding yourself? This could also be traveling into new realms, into new places here that your spirit is really driving you to. This could also be possibly waking up to certain messages that maybe people might have fed you in the past and it didn't dawn on you until recently. Like, maybe somebody, as a child, you heard somebody, maybe I'm going to give a saying, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? Maybe you heard that your whole life and it didn't dawn into you until recently, where you're like, wow, now I understand. Now I bear the fruit of what that seed was that they planted in me years ago as a child. So for a lot of you, this is really getting into enjoying the aspects of the lessons that you have learned as a child. This is also speaking to children in new ways, and we do have a lot of people, a lot of children, right, at this time, where even the way that they are learning in school now has changed, right? The technology has changed. And so this is getting reacquainted with what it is that we are learning with these changes, right? Allowing for us to because of the Mercury in retrograde, right? Allowing for us to really catch up with ourselves, right? And the reason I say that is because, again, a lot of the children nowadays, like, they 2, 3 years old, 4 years old, and they are already like in tune with how to work a cell phone, how to work these computers, these iPads. They doing all this stuff way ahead of us, where, a lot of us is like, okay, like, we are getting reacquainted with this technology within ourselves, right? Because we do have the technology within ourselves. Is just remembering those ways and traveling new ways. I do have here the Chariot here, and this is also speaking about movement over here, right? This is allowing us to really gain victory over obstacles, right? So allowing for yourself to really look at what is in your foundation, what is in your home, and how can you bring victory in this way. For some of you, it's really saying, you know what? I might need to just, like, instead of rushing the process, let me see how I can finish building a new foundation. Let me see how I can make time. So really look at your schedule. Really look at your schedule and see how focus or what changes in your schedule you may need to make so that you can be focused on your goals here, having victory over some of your challenges, your obstacles, right? There might be some communication that, it may have not been communication. It may not have been news that you really wanted to hear. But Spirit is saying that there's better things moving forward here. So don't allow for yourself to fully get distracted with that news, right? Allow for yourself to really move forward in the direction that is going to be serving your network. Your network is going to be your net worth, right? So what is it that you are building for the future generations to come and for your generations, right? Um, Let me get a advice. What advice can we give the collective? There we go. So we have the high priestess here, right? And this high priestess energy, she's all knowing, she's all seeing, she's a divine feminine goddess energy. She really taps into the moon. The moon is very emotional, but the moon is also mental here. And so what I'm really getting is deeply pay attention to your dreams. You want to write down your in your journal right now. Have a dream journal. Really allow for yourself to listen to the wisdom and guidance that you're going to be receiving. I really do feel like this is ascension energy. This is higher wisdom here. This is secrets being revealed, okay? Really a heightened sense of intuition and a heightened sense of seeing through the veil. What is the final advice? Really stepping into your power. Again, balancing out that heart and that mind. What is the final? Thank you. So we have the Four of Cups, and it kind of went in its challenging position in a sense. It wasn't quite upside down, it wasn't quite up, it just kind of fell sideways. So the final advice is it's kind of challenging because for the collective it's going to be different, and it's really going to depend on your gratitude, your level of gratitude, of your level of understanding and appreciating the experiences that you have. For a lot of you, this is really saying, okay, you know what, I'm grateful for what it is that I have, and I'm grateful for what it is that's to come, and allowing yourself the experience to let go of whatever needs to let go and let in whatever needs to let in, allowing yourself the experience of that emotional balance, right? The emotional stability there, of really allowing yourself to tap into the creative energy with working with what it is that you have, as opposed to like being in the spirit of abundance as opposed to the spirit of lack, right? And for some of you, when it's in reverse, it's almost feeling like you're not really knowing how to move your energy. Maybe do some body work, do some water therapy, right? Maybe drinking a lot of water, doing some cleansing baths for some of you, right? Maybe it's dancing in the rain, dancing in the snow, talking into your water, right? This is also, talking into your water, right? This is also I feel like this is also you allowing yourself to really be in the movement and the motions of what it is that you've been longing for, of what it is that you have been wanting to push forward with, wanting to celebrate. Really allowing yourself to honor yourself in such a way that it actually honors the collective. That's what I'm getting. Honoring yourself in such a way that it's going to honor the collective. Where it's like a gathering, right? You pouring so much love into yourself that it actually pours on out to others, right? For some of you, you might feel like you are being a little bit defensive, right? Feeling a little bit like ganged up on or having a defense mechanism. Spirit is really asking you with that T-square, with the Mars T-square, Uranus, to like say, all right, know your worthiness, know your strengths, right? Know your weakness, and know when is it time to defend yourself and when is it time to just knowing how to pick your battles, right? Not just putting yourself in a situation of being argumentative and using your energy just because you have an opportunity to argue with somebody across the counter, right? But really allowing yourself to say, how can I take this passion? How can I take this drive? How can I take this fire and push it forth in the direction that is breaking through any opposition, that is breaking through into the path and the direction of where it is that I'm going, because I have the end of my goal in mind. So really allowing yourself to keep your goals in your mind and staying focused in that, while allowing for your emotions to be in a space of like celebrating. So I'm going to recommend that you like celebrate your victories now, as if you already won, as if it's already yours, and keep yourself light. And so when anytime that you see that there may be something trying to present itself that doesn't quite feel like it resonates with your future, you're able to identify it and say, yo, I don't got time to be pouring into that space, because I'm allowing myself the time and the space to celebrate what it is that I got going on here, right? Allowing yourself to honor that love within yourself, because that's going to honor and give love to others. That's going to be a celebration in itself, right? That's going to be a joy and happiness that takes a lot of strength, a lot of courage. That's how you take your courageous self and you as they say, you kill it with kindness in a sense, right? And you do it with heart, right? You allow for the sword of truth to uphold the laws of Ma'at in a sense, right? And in that space, you allow for all the universal wisdom to just pour into you. And you use it in such a way that is allowing for your net worth to grow, for your network to expand. All right. So that's going to be your message for the collective. Again, I had to keep it nice, short, and simple this week. Hopefully it all makes sense. I wish you all good luck, and may you all receive the proper guidance and wisdom it is that you need, so that you can move forward properly, staying on your task, watering your seeds, nurturing your goals, nurturing your path, nurturing your mind, your body, your spirit, okay? And really allow yourself to be playful with yourself when things seem hard. Really allow yourself to look at the experience, learn from the experience, grow from the experience, and then allow for yourself to really tap into the spirit of love and playfulness with yourself, so that you could actually move your energy into a vibration that is a higher vibration. Okay? I thank you all. Peace.